welcome to Profiletraders. This is Reza and you're listening to my market analysis for July the 25th. So during the last recap, I specifically told you, since we did not know if these two profiles here were a pause for continuation down or a pause for a retracement back up to new highs, I told you it was extremely important that we remain below 21.12 to 21.15. And as the overnight exactly did that and was unable to pass through 21.15, this morning, upon a very brief attempt to push it up and a failure to do so, we got a nasty push to the downside, and market pretty much dropped significantly after, of course, the regular morning back and forth. It finally broke to the downside and went very, very close to touch this POC that is a naked POC at 2089. But it fell short from touching it, and after the market we heard about the miracle, right? I mean, these guys are geniuses. They're not billionaires for nothing. Amazon comes out with 19 cents earnings after they made the whole world accept their model as a losing model, and despite that reward them upon billions. So now that miraculously they come out with a profit of 19 cents, guess what? We are rewarding them with 80 points higher from the close. You know what? I give up. It's not worth it. Anyway, the game remains the same. Until below 21.15, we can rotate down here. We can do all kind of a monkey business. Nothing bullish will happen. If anything, it will continue to be a pause for further decline. The bulls want to spend the money to turn it around. They need to clear 21.15. Therefore, as it is now, and with this euphoric or orgasmic erection that the market got from Amazon's 19 cents, yes, ladies and gentlemen, 19 cents in the market can give the market a very healthy erection. Now let's see what it brings tomorrow. If on that news we still tomorrow cannot go up from the open, then it is extremely probable that we are going to come down from wherever we will be to touch and clear these two POCs, one at 2089 and another one at 2083. And for an upside break, you already have the number. Now for crude, also stated yesterday that since we did break and close below 50, this was quite open for a free fall, and that's exactly what we did today, where we tried to maintain yesterday's low because the selling was a little bit excessive, and then as it came up to retest the overnight high and could not extend the range up, then we got a range extension to the downside and pretty much a massacre. Now, if you recall, I showed you a chart, a daily chart from many days ago, and I believe I even did it last night. See, the good thing about these videos is that it's not some scumbag video recorded from the day before. You see it today, then you can see what happened to the day after in regard to the analysis, and then decide how good or how bad it was. So we talked about the touch of this trend line down on a daily, and I had for my room 4820 to 4840 buy zone. I even bought it myself at 4840, but it hesitated so long down there that I finally bailed out with a couple of tick losses, only to see this thing to bounce quite significantly from those lows. So now obviously we are at a very important level of support, and it will be very tough for them to be able to continue to drop this parabolically. So two things will happen here. One, we will either start to rotate right around 48ish until we either bring enough gathering so that on the next leg down we can break it, because we will be then trapping a whole bunch of longs coming in at these bottoms and buying it, or we will be building enough support so that the remain of the selling will be absorbed by all the demand down here, so that we gather enough momentum to break and bring it back to the upside. But in any case, I doubt that there is much of a violent downside left in crude, because once again, do not forget that this is not a new move. This is a move with traders that are short from $61 now to $48. At some point, this gain is going to become way too juicy to not start to take some profit going forward. For gold, still extremely disgusting looking. This low here, it is still holding the 1080. We have now 1, 2, 3 retests of this 1087, but despite every single time that we retest, there is still not enough momentum on the upside. I am a strong believer that we are approaching a very significant great value for gold. Extraction cost is $12.50, we are at $10.90, while we have toilet paper out there selling at $12.20 a piece of paper by, for example, Priceline. Think about it. 1 ounce of gold or a toilet paper with a stamp of Priceline for almost $12.50. So this is becoming cheap in my opinion. And I also believe that any break below 1080 will be short-lived, and I bet you my life that there is massive amount of buy orders at 1050 and below. So we are really starting to approach a very depleted and a very ran down situation here for gold. We can also do some other thing here. We can take the leg here from here to here, and then we can move it to here. So basically what is this saying is that if this drop copycats the last leg down, the downside objective for this drop will end anywhere around 1070. So we are very close to extremely important long time frame support here. Therefore, one must be careful not to get caught one of these days on a 60-70 points rally once it kicks in. Because remember, every current buyer is a future seller. Every current seller is a future buyer. If they want to take advantage and take money off the table of their shorts, guess what they will have to do? Buy. and once all those buys kick in at the same time on a thin traded instrument like as gold, you could expect firework to the upside. So between 1080 to 1070, to me, it is going to be Motherzilla of all support. Now for Europe, the euro, after bottom building at 108, we are starting to have a little bit of a push up. However, the push ups are done on very tight range. It could just be profit taking on shorts. It could be some very little new buying interest, but whatever it is, it's not impressive at all. If there is some kind of a miracle, it could go up to touch the POC up there at 1.1145. After that, it should encounter significant resistance, coming back down for a retest of the low. Or if we can't even go up there, reach it, then we should come back down, hit 2 POC below at 1.0914, and then another one for a retest of the very recent low that we have at 1.0812. So that's it for tonight. Let's see what tomorrow brings with this miracle of a 19 cents earnings from Mr. Amazon and Mr. Jeff Bezos. Bezos le Bezos. Have a great evening.